She is beautiful, she is elegant, and she is consistent in everything she does. Ask me about that. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you to today's episode of Beyond the Pain. And today with me is a beautiful, as I've mentioned, mother of two, Jacqy Nganga. And today she has graciously allowed herself to share with us her story on giving birth to a preemie. A preemie is what, you might ask? A preemie is a baby that is born before the 37 weeks of pregnancy, yeah? Yes. She will tell us all about that, but without further ado, allow me to welcome the one and only drum roll, Jacqy Nganga. I kiss you like that.
Thank you.
Yay! Guys, just tell her, you look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be here for the second time.
Yeah.
I know kuna watu watakuwa wamekuona from the previous stories that you have done.
Yeah.
So you're not a new face. You're very familiar to this channel.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Today I don't feel the butterflies. I'm really happy to be here. As you've heard, my name is Jacqy, and I'm a content creator. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. Yeah, I have two children. My firstborn is 6. She's called Atalia, a girl, and my secondborn is a boy called Aziel Michael, who is now 8 months old. Yeah. So he was born early at 33 weeks. So that's like 7 weeks before he's due, because a full-term baby is 40 weeks. So he was born 7 weeks early. Yeah. So when I'm calculating his age, I usually say he's 8 months old right now, but his corrected age, which is now the 7 weeks before, is 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. And you can just give us a backstory, because it is very interesting that we had you here for an interview for Beyond the... No, it was Bond of Love for our issue. And then few days later...
Yes, I gave birth. I don't know. By that time, he was just not my type.
I don't know what type you're looking for.
How many days later did you give birth?
4 days later.
4 days later. Interesting.
Yes.
Did you know that you were to give birth, or what happened?
No. So the whole of my pregnancy, it was not an easy journey. I had a lot of cramping. Like, I had a lot of symptoms that showed that I'm going to give birth earlier than I was supposed to. So I used to have stuff like called Braxton Hicks contractions, which are contractions that make you think it's labor, but it's not labor. So I used to think that's what was happening to me. I remember even when I was seated here, I actually had pain. So I was trying to because of the pain that I was feeling. So it was not easy. Now the cramping and everything. So by the time after I left here, went home, the pain was still there. So Sunday morning, that's when now I woke up. I still had pain, but I really wanted to go to church that day. And I had not gone to church for like 6 months.
But that's the day.
But that day I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to church. I really miss church. I don't like it when my family goes to church and I'm left at home, because I was on bed rest by then, because I was told if I walk, I was not supposed to walk a lot. I wasn't supposed to work. I was just supposed to stay at home and do minimal movement because of the risk of preterm labor. Before that, I didn't know what was preterm labor. I used to think when you give birth and you just go back home with your baby. But my story was really different. I wasn't prepared mentally or physically. I had not even we had bought clothes, but we had not even washed them. So you can imagine.
You thought you still had time.
I thought I still had time. I was supposed to go for a photo shoot.
The baby mom.
Yeah, the baby born photo shoot. Like, I thought I had time, because that was like over a month, because I was supposed to give birth actually on the day of my birthday. I had time.
Mipango ya Mungu na mipango ya binadamu.
Akasema huyu lazima atazaliwa mwezi yake peke yake. This is February. Akazaliwa February 2. But his due date was March 21st.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So tell us about that day. You say it is on a Sunday and you really wanted to go to church.
Yes.
Did you go to church?
Yes, I went to church despite the pain. I went to church. And I remember even when it came to when praise and worship in the I couldn't even stand because the pain had come back. But I went through. I said, I'm just going to continue. So the service ended. Now on our way after church, I remember I got a very sharp pain. And I felt like I really want to push. And sasa ni katikati ya hapo kwa barabara. And now my husband is wondering, what does he do? Does he take me to hospital? What is happening? So I waited for the pain to go away. So the pain would come, and then after a few minutes, it would end. So I used to think I used to think it's Braxton Hicks, which is now the false sleep. But now when I went to hospital, that's when I was told that I was actually having contractions to give birth, and I didn't know.
Because again, it was way early.
Yes. So after that, I called my dad and I called him, by the way, I've been having some pains, and I think we need to start washing clothes for the baby because it feels like this baby wants to come. Then he was like, "You're going to wash, there's no problem." So we were supposed to go to my in-laws later on that day. And my husband was telling me not to go, but I really wanted to go because I was the type of person. I know I've been told to be on bed rest. I'm an outdoor person. I feel like staying in the house. So if I imagine being left again at home, I refused. I told him, "You're going to take a Uber all the way from home until to my in-laws' place." So I went and rested for like 1 hour, and then I left the house, and then we went to my in-laws' place. Let me tell you, the whole time I was in pain. But I was just being strong about it. When you go through so much pain, you sometimes know how to mask it, and you go through so much pain that you can be able to even withstand it. So when the pain became too much, now that's when we decided, let's just call the guy now that we know. We know if this is something serious. Yeah, so after that, we called the gyna. The first one did not pick up. So the second one, we remembered we had a gyna who I had seen before. That's when now he told us now we need to go to hospital and get a scan done, if everything is okay. And then I can come back home. I didn't think that we were going to actually give back. So that's when now we took an Uber. We left my daughter at my in-laws, and then we went to Avenue. This time, before that, we weren't going to big hospital because we were like, Avenue was the hospital I wanted to go and give birth in, but we couldn't afford going to see a gyna there because you see the cost and everything. But this time we decided, you know what, because these things look serious, let's just go to a big hospital in case of any issues. Yeah, so that's when we went. And do you know, when we got to the entrance of the hospital, the receptionist looked at me like this. And instead of sending me to the doctor, to the normal doctors, he was sent to that floor. That floor is the maternity wing. Imagine we got there. Yeah, and I didn't know because I was just acting strong and thought this thing is going to go away. So we went to the third floor, and then I got there. I told the nurse how I'm feeling. Then I think one of the consultants came, and then I told him whatever it is I'm feeling. Then he was like, "You guys are not leaving here. You have to give birth to it." And I was like, "What do you mean? You have just come here for a scan." I didn't have anything for that. Like, I was not even prepared at all. So I was told that we'll have to check the baby. The baby is okay, but you won't leave. You have to be admitted. So at that time, our insurance had already been admitted. So the only insurance that was left was for the inpatient. So we were like, right now we can't be able to afford the outpatient. So you have to put all this as inpatient. So that's how now I went to be checked. Now they came to scan me, and then they started checking the baby's heartbeat. And that's when I was asked, how long have I been having these contractions? For me, I was like, this has been going on for more than 4 months. And I didn't know. I was told that those are contractions. I didn't go to hospital that late. The next day would be a different story. Because that's what happened. Before I get this pregnancy, I had a miscarriage. So I was told that if I delayed another day, it would be another story. Either my life would have ended or my baby is you see. So I'm so glad that I went and they checked the heartbeat. That's when they told me that the baby is in distress. That's why I'm having so many pains. And then now his heartbeat was going very high and very low. So that is how we know that the baby is in distress. Then when they checked the scan, that's when the gyna came. And now they said that you have to know this baby. Because if you wait for more time, you don't know what's happening inside your womb. So that's how I was told that I'm going to give back that same day. And because I was not, so they also gave me some medicine to stop the contractions. Then now when they checked the wave to see like I'm able to push, my cervix was still closed. So they said the only option is doing a CS.
Hey, just hold on.
I don't know.
That's so much information. So were you, did you have information about Preemie before this day?
No.
But then during the clinics and all?
No.
There was not like, the doctors would not tell you that.
I've told you we were not financially stable to be able to go to see a gynae. So I used to just go to a clinic around at home. And then I remember the last clinic I had gone before we went to hospital. The place that I had gone, I used to tell them that I'm having cramping. Now I'm told the cramping is normal. But that was not even a doctor, it was just a clinical officer. And then I remember even that time, even the baby scale was not even what. Like it was a place I was just going to pay 200 bob, but that's it. So, but before, when I got pregnant immediately, I started having the cramping. And I remember I went to see a gynae. And that's when I was given some medicine to prevent the miscarriage. It was so expensive, like the medicine and everything. So after I got to like 4 or 5 months, you were like, I think I'm the place where this pregnancy is going to stay. So I need to go back to where we were going to see a gynae. So now you see, now the day I was giving birth, that's when our gynae came to see me. And he was like, why did you come earlier? Yeah.
Okay. And now when on this delivery day, so did you have now when you're thinking about now delivery, in your mind, did you have the option that you'd either go for CS or normal delivery? Or you already get your mind that this is what I want?
No, I think I didn't even have an option. Yeah, because I was told the baby is in distress, so can no longer stay there. It has to come out. And since my cervix was filled, the more I would have normal delivery. So they said the only option is CS.
Yeah. That's because take us through now that day, the delivery day.
Yeah.
Now ushaambiwa, mtoto lazima akuje leo. What was going on in your mind?
I was really scared, first of all, but come to think of it, I feel like even before I had felt it in my heart. I had a feeling that this baby would come early, but I didn't know the consequences. I didn't do research about it, but I had a feeling that he would. So I wasn't really scared. And I just told a few people, and I texted them, I told them that the way I'm going to get operated on this trip. And he just texted like 4 people. That was it. I think what I was scared about was even not coming out of the theater. That was my fear. But everything else, I knew everything else would be fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what was the process like? Now, were there complications during the surgery to get the baby?
No, there weren't any complications. And I think because of also the thing that I was going through, I remember when I went into the theater, I was told you need to sit in such a way that they need to inject. Yeah, then I think that's the injection that makes you numb. So that doctor was like, if you move a bit, you can get you can be paralyzed. So you need to stay still so that you can inject. And that injection is very long and very and very painful. So I was really relaxed and he injected me. I didn't even feel pain. And then he was like, "Oh, how are you able to hold all this pain?" So for me, I think I was just at a point where I had gone through so much pain in this pregnancy, and I felt like this is it now. The pain in the end. So everyone else there was nice, but I remember even people that had really prayed to the people who are going to handle me when I give birth. They're going to be people who are going to know what they're doing. That's why I had even chosen I was going to go to Avenue because I knew that's like checking the reviews, it was the place that I can report. Like everyone knows what they are doing. Compared to the hospital, like given back the first time with my daughter, I was very traumatized. So I said I wouldn't risk. So they were really nice. And I remember that guy who injected me, they told me the other advantage is that they told me that they can listen to music as they're operating. So I was told to say the music that I want, And at that time I was listening. I really loved these songs by Israel Mbonyi. So I told him to put for me Israel Mbonyi's songs. So I listened to this song called Vitamini and Kanami. And then there's another certain Kikui song that I really loved. And I think I'm really forgetting it, but it says... I've forgotten the lyrics, but I really loved it. I really loved those songs, and I listened to them, and I like this process was so easy,
essentially, because what Dokareke means is don't make me wait for long.
Yeah,
and then baby came. Like you didn't even wait for long for this baby. He came even early.
I know.
That good.
I know.
So what now happens after now the baby's out?
So the baby was out, and then they told me that the baby is out. And then they were telling me so they need to take him to the nursery. And then I said I have to see the baby first. Yeah. Because I've heard these stories of people exchanging babies. So I wanted to see. And then also I wanted to confirm if it's a boy, because I remember the scan I was told it's a boy, So I saw the baby and he was so tiny. At first I was really shocked. Then he was whisked away, and then he was taken to the nursery, and they finished stitching me up, and then they took me somewhere to a recovery. So the rest of the people, I think they were feeling inside. And now the guy who injected me, it's like we even became friends, because that time after I was listening to those songs, I just felt like asking him if he's saved and everything. He had a very good conversation. He told me he's not saved, and he feels like being saved is like going to church in front and starting talking about it. So, being saved is having a relationship with God, and you need to be an example to your children. Like there's no way your children will run to God if you yourself you don't.
You're talking about this in the theater.
In the theater room. Really, I don't know the courage. I don't know what
still bringing people to Christ.
Imagine
going through an operation.
So anyway, so the story is that guy after the operation was at the recovery room, just alone, and then the guy, I think he was doing the records, and it was just silent, and I was even dozing off, and for a minute I heard a voice. Aziel. Looking around, there's no one talking. The guy is there with his reports. He's not even looking at me. I was really shocked. And that's when I think I just confirmed that. Is like, before that, maybe we didn't have a name for our son. We didn't have a name, but I always wanted our boy to have a name that starts with A.
Like Atalia.
Yeah, like Atalia. Yeah, and all the names that I used to get starting with A, I didn't like them. So we had decided that now, because you don't have a name, I'm going to name him J after now the dad or me, because now we didn't have any other name. Imagine if that's how his name came.
What does it mean?
Aziel means God is my strength. But before that, I didn't even know. See, you know what I did when I had that voice? I knew, this is God giving me a name. So I need to, before I doze off, because I can doze off and forget, I called now the guy and told him, hey, please come here. And then I asked him if he still has his phone of 12 minutes. I told him, do this, save my number, send me this name. So I told him to write the name Aziel Michael and send it to my WhatsApp. And then I asked him, please go to Google and check. What does the name Aziel mean? And that's when I saw a municipal divination. I told him, copy that, send it to my WhatsApp. And now I rested after that. And now that's when after some minutes I was asking, how long will I stay here? Because I really need to tell my husband I've had a name, The parents are outside there, I want to see them. So he told me I have to stay there for like 30 minutes because they need to check if everything is okay with me before they take me to the ward. So after that, I called my husband and I told him, by the way, I have a name for a boy, and he was like, how did you come up with it? Then I told him the story. And first of all, I was really scared because I thought he was not going to accept the name, because I've just come up with a name all of a sudden, and then I want the baby to be called that. And he really loved the name immediately. And he told me it's important name. Let's name him. Let's name him that. Yeah, and I think now God gave me that name so that I can know everything I was going to go through afterwards. Was I needed his strength because it was not an easy thing. And I didn't know what I was going to go through after.
And he gave you strength in human form.
Yes.
In a baby's form.
Yeah.
I know. So you say that when you saw your baby, he looked so small.
Yeah.
So what was in your mind at that time?
So I was wondering when he had a bad class.
How small was he? Like, I don't know. Can you describe maybe the features?
He was too thin, like he didn't see the bones. Like he didn't even have cheeks. I remember when I saw him the first time. Now after I went to see him in the NICU, I told my husband that he you see the way, like men when they grow old, like over 100 years plus, the way they usually look. That's very good. And it was really scary. And then his eyes were big, like, I don't want to remember. It was really scary. And I think my main worry was he going to survive? Like, would I be able to breastfeed him to a point where the ads will I see him growing? But now, 8 months later, I know him the baby.
I see him. Beauty. He looked so good. So did you breastfeed? So what happens after now you give birth to a preemie? Is it the normal way as you deliver a normal baby. They're still normal babies. So is it the same way? Like you see them, you breastfeed them, you sick them?
No, it wasn't the same for me because at the 13 weeks I didn't have any meal. So they had to give me something to drink so that the milk can come. So the first day I didn't even camp any milk. I didn't have any milk. So I think what they were doing for him, because he was put on oxygen. And then the day something else I haven't mentioned is before I went to be done the surgery, I was injected an injection that usually helps grow the lungs, mature the lungs of the baby, because when the baby comes out before, some of these organs have not matured well, like the stomach, and the lungs. So they had to inject me that injection. And now after that, he was put on oxygen and then on fluids. So the fluids are what was keeping him alive now for the past 2 days. So I went now to the ward. I told my family the whole story of how the name came and everything. And then now that's when I started now taking the medicine for the meal. But now my husband went and found out that the insurance was not actually going to pay for the NICU, the whole NICU, like the baby being in the NICU. NICU is the neonatal, it's like an ICU for small babies. Yeah. So insurance was not actually going to pay that. So you see, we had to move now to we had to look for another hospital that we know we're going to afford, first of all, because when a baby is born early, you don't stay, you don't go home. Like you're going to wait until the baby adds weight. He was born with 1.8. He was born, she's born with 1.8. But now when a baby gets born, he usually loses that kilo. He loses, he goes, so like for him, he was born with 1.8, but he went down to 1.6. So you can't leave the hospital when baby is less than 2 kgs. So that's what I was told. And even in Avenue, I was told it's 2.5. So you see, until the baby gets to 2.5, he's going to stay in the hospital. Yeah, so the insurance was not paid to cover that. So we had to look for another hospital. And now the insurance only paid for my operation. And then now we had to pay cash for the rest. And already that one day when the baby was still in the being put oxygen and everything, it was over 300K. Imagine, it was just one day. So we saw like we can't talk about staying. Just every tuanze kufanya fundraising. Yeah. So we looked for a hospital, we got to the hospital, then we asked for referral. We asked for referral, and then now we went to Kijabe.
Yeah. So how long after you gave birth?
I just stayed in Avenue for like the day that I went on Sunday. On Monday, we went Monday.
So how was the experience at now this happened?
So now the difference, of course, there's a very huge difference because remember Avenue is a private hospital and this other one is like, it's private, but it's also, missionary. So it was not the same in terms of like the food. Avenue, of course, the food was really nice. You're being taken care of as a mom. So for me, I remember when we got there, I was admitted in the Avenue and I was also being taken care of. When I went to Kijabe Hospital, that was it. Like, there was no care now for me. It's now the baby, everything. So even the wound that I had, like everything now had to go to the baby. And then the ward is very different from where the baby is. So I went now to where the ward is, and then I was given a bed. So my work is just every day hours I go to the NICU to go and breastfeed my baby, and now the milk separately come. Yeah, we were separated. But first, one thing that I learned is that when you come from another hospital, we first put on isolation. So a baby is put on isolation, is not put together with other kids that were born there. So the past 3 days, I really don't need forgive because there's no mom I'm meeting. This is the first time I'm spending my life here. My parents and my husband have already gone home. So it's just me, and then I have pain. Like, of course, the sky is still aching. You can't even shower. It was a lot. But I really wanted my baby to be okay. So God gave me strength. And the whole time I was even filming. I was filming the whole time. I remember when I was going to hospital, I filmed the whole journey. I don't know. I was just feeling like I think I had so much strength and courage. Looking back, like right now, I'm usually like, how was I able to do that? Because most women, when I talk to them, usually tell me, I was crying every day. For me, I didn't cry the whole time. I didn't.
Hey, that's strength.
Yeah.
Easy. God, your strength. God is your strength.
Yeah.
So now, after 3 days, do you now are you now put in a room that you see your baby offending?
So every 3 hours, I have to go and breastfeed him and give him.
Oh, now you can be able to.
Yeah, now the milk had already come. So I was told I need to pump milk so that I can go and store it in the fridge. So what I do is that I take the milk, I give the baby. So the baby at first cannot suckle, because when he suckles for long, his grams and kgs go down. So what we used to do is then go and feed him for like 5 minutes, and then the rest of the minute we were shown how to give a baby. He had like a pipe that used to go to his stomach from the nose. So I was given a syringe that I used to now connect to that pipe, and then I hold it like this until all the milk goes to his stomach. So I did that for like 2-3 days, and then I was told now I need to now start showing my baby to suck with a feeding bottle. Now that's when I started feeding him with a bottle. And sometimes he gets so tired, he doesn't want to suckle on it.
And he's days old.
And then he got jaundice, and then he had to be put into this blue light, and then anamfunika macho. It was really traumatizing.